and welcome to Rhino's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, yeah, did the Beanball War continue with the Yankees and Orioles? Yeah. This time resulting in Heston Kjerstad being placed on the 7-day IL. So, I mean, it's just how it goes. The Yankees have to win. Brandon Hyde, after Kjerstad was hit, did not like the way the Yankee dugout was talking to him. Nobody was punching anybody or pushing anybody. Well, I mean, there was lots of pushing. Really no fight. Brandon Hyde ended up getting thrown out of the game. Yankee pitchers or bench coaches or other players that came out and were just shoving just as much didn't get thrown out, which is fine, I guess. Odd, but whatever. Let's get to game one. New York Yankees 4, Baltimore Orioles 1. It's Friday's game from Camden Yards. Henderson 1 hit, Rutschman 0 though he did work a walk. Santander 1 hit, Hearn 0, Westberg 0. Kjerstad 1 hit, scored a run before he was beamed in the head. Hayes pinch running for Kjerstad because Kjerstad had to leave the game and later get placed on the IL. Mountcastle 1 hit, Mullins 1 hit, Arias a hit and an RBI. Arias with a triple in this one. Not sure I'd have called it a triple. I think Soto misplayed it in right field. I think it's more an error. But, however, Kjerstad stolen base. They're mad because he seemed to be the Orioles' most hottest player, I guess, so they decided to drill him. And yes, I do think Clay Holmes threw at him. Just the way his shoulders were lined up, they looked like they were pointed towards Kjerstad instead of pointed towards the catcher. It's possible. I don't know that much about pitching. It's possible. But, I mean, if you're trying to aim when you're throwing a pitch, wouldn't, your shoulders, wouldn't it be where your shoulders are pointed? Okay. Cade Povich gets a start in this game. Not a great performance, but it's a little bit better than what he has been doing more recently. 5 1/3 innings pitched, does give up 5 hits. Which isn't terrible. It's really the 5 walks, because he ended up walking 5, does give up 3 runs, which really isn't bad. It's the 5 walks that really did him in. Strikes out 6. He struck out 6. How did you end up walking 5? Weird. Birch Smith, newly acquired Birch Smith. In the bullpen, Tate was the unlucky man. Birch Smith pitches an inning and a third. No hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Now, is this because the Yankee hitters are unfamiliar with Birch Smith? Or is it because Birch Smith is good enough to have this kind of line? Maybe a little column A, a little column B. We'll have to see moving forward about Mr. Smith's performances. Keegan Aiken on in relief of Smith. No hits, no runs. Did walk a batter, no strikeouts in 2/3 of an innings pitched. Bryant Baker in relief of Aiken. Pitches an inning and a third. Doesn't give up a hit, a run. Aaron Judge gives up a solo home run to Aaron Judge. Does walk a batter, does strike a batter out. For the most part, Aaron Judge's damage was somewhat limited in this series, mostly because they just walked him. Though at the same time, it wasn't an intentional walk. It was 4 pitches thrown in the left-handed batter's box, which begs the question, why not just send him down to first base? Why throw the pitches? Why waste the bullets from your pitchers? They only got so many pitches they're going to be able to throw in an outing before they start getting tired. So why are you making them waste 4 pitches? Aaron Judge was walked 4 times in this game. That's 16 pitches. Doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, it's 16 pitches. Why? And how about this? You're throwing in the left-handed batter's box. You're throwing way away. Why would you do that with a man on? Like if he misses and Rutschman or McCann don't catch it, then, runners moving up a base. Of course, then you would just walk in and judge it. You walk in there and judge anyways, but if it goes too far, you get further around the bases. Like, why? Like, they made intentional walks just sending the batter to first base for a reason. Why not do it? Okay, whatever. Cino Perez gets the last out in the top of the ninth, but not before giving up one hit and a walk. So just in there to face, well, he ended up facing three batters, but he was only going to get one out. Disappointing that he had to walk a guy and give up a hit before he did. Oh well, not a well played game or coached game by the Orioles, in my opinion. Game 2, Saturday's game. New York Yankees 6, Baltimore Orioles 1. Can't get out of the pain cave as a team. They may be getting out of it, though. We'll see next game. Next game is a little better. Henderson, 1 hit. Rutschman, 1 hit. Santander, 1 hit. O'Hearn, a hit and a run scored. Westberg, 0 Mountcastle hit the RBI. Cowser, 2 hits. Hayes, 1 hit. Mullins, pinch hitting / defensive replacement late in the game. Does not get a hit with his one at bat. Ramon Arias, 0 does walk once. Now, Ramon Arias got more playing time in this series, and I think in general more the past week or so, Ramon Arias is getting more playing time because I think the Orioles are trying to, at least that's the prevailing theory, is the Orioles are trying to use Ramon Arias as a, what do they call it? A trade bait. He has a gold glove tied to his name. He's not a terrible hitter, and he's still a good fielder. He just doesn't get that much playing time now. So the Orioles are trying to trade him and, get something better in return, or shore up another area. Like, say, starting pitching or bullpen, where they lack the depth that they have in the infield. Hearn with a triple. Wow. Don't see that often. Grayson Rodriguez. Disappointing. It's really the 3-run home run he gave up in the first inning that really did him in. I mean, that's what happens when you want to throw a curveball or slider in and you hang it. Does go 5 innings. Gives up 8 hits, 6 runs, 1 walk. It's really that 3-run home run. Like, if he's able to get the guy out, it's a much better line. But you left it out over the plate too much. And he got you. Bad pitch selection, bad pitch execution. Does strike out 7. So while that's there, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it really is more bad pitch execution or if it's bad pitch calling. Because I just, I do question the pitch calling sometimes. Or maybe more its location. Really. So is it execution or is it the pitch call? Webb on in relief of Grayson Rodriguez. 2/3 of an inning. No hits, no runs. Does walk a batter. Doesn't strike anybody out. Aiken on in relief of Webb. 1 1/3 inning pitched. Does give up a hit, but no runs. Walks 1. Strikes out 3. Mr. What is it? Is it Vinny or Vince? Does he go by? Goes by Vinny here. Vinny Natoli recently called up for this game because Cade Povich, whose options were already active, or at least the per year option was already used. Then he has a few in-year options left. So with the All-Star break, you could use a few, or at least one more arm in the bullpen. So that's why Natoli's here. And again, the same thing I said with Birch Smith. Is this line more the norm, or is it because the Yankee hitters just don't know this guy at all? Mr. Natoli goes 2 full innings, only gives up 1 hit. No runs, no walks, strikes out 2. I mean, that's a pretty good line, right? But is this the norm? Sunday's game. Wild finish to this one. New York Yankees 5, Baltimore Orioles 6. Henderson a hit, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Rutschman 0 but he walked once and scored once. Mountcastle 1 hit. Santander 2 hits, an RBI, and a run scored. Mullins a hit and 2 RBIs. Mullins the hero in this one. I'll get to what happened at when I get further towards the end, because that's what it really happened in the 9th inning. Westberg 0 though, he walked once. Hayes 0. Mateo 2 hits. Mateo finally back in there. Hopefully he's not losing too much. He did get 2 hits, which is nice. Probably could use some time off, though. One time he did get out. He hit a ground ball to Volpe, the Yankee shortstop. It was a fairly routine play. A Major League Baseball player, when the ball's hit right to him at shortstop and he throws to first base, not a whole lot anybody can do, no matter how fast you are. Now, did Mateo shut down the Jets before he reached first base? He absolutely did. Would he have been safe if he was running as hard as he could the whole way down the line? I don't think so. But he did kind of shut off the Jets early. A little too early for my liking. But at the same time, it was very routine. The ball was in the air when he shut him down. So, you understand that, but at the same time, you don't know that the first baseman's going to catch the ball. He could miss it. Of course, at the same time, he's most likely not going to be able to pick it up by the time Mateo touches first, whether he shut down the speed or not. Is potential noteworthy. He may be unhappy with playing time, or maybe that is why he's not getting as much playing time. Maybe Brandon Hyde noticed it in other games. Kyle Stowers pinch hitting late in the game, in the 9th inning, does get a hit. Now Kyle Stowers is here because Heston Kjerstad was placed on the 7-day IL. So I get my wish, but I didn't want it that way. Calzer 0 walked and scored once. McCann 0 walked and scored once. O'Hearn pinch hitting late in the 9th inning for McCann, walked and scored once. Mullins double, Santander triple. Just miss playing baseballs out there. God forbid you call them an error, because they're errors. Santander, Henderson with home runs. Mountcastle with a stolen base. He's his 3rd. Everybody wants to say, oh, he's quick for a first baseman. He's not that fast. Cool your jets. Turn your jets off. Ryan Mountcastle really shouldn't be stealing bases, but however, Dean Kramer gets a start in this game. He was taken out a little early. Some of that is because who was coming up, and some of that is because there were guys that just had to get in this game. Because they hadn't pitched that much, like say a Cano or Kimbrel, because of the bad play the Orioles have been doing. Haven't been in the game much, and you don't want them to have another 4 days off, right? Because Monday home run derby, Tuesday All-Star game, Wednesday and Thursday off days for Orioles. It's not that good for a lot of pitchers. Some guys can handle it, some guys really can't. So I think a lot of guys really can't. You got to get a little bit of regular work in. 4 straight days off is kind of a lot for a lot of pitchers. Dean Kramer, 4 2/3 innings pitched, gives up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, strikes out 4. It's not like a great line, but I can live with that. I can live with that. If that's my 3rd, 4th, or 5th starter, yeah, I can live with that. Because you're giving me a chance to win the ball game. You're giving me a chance. I mean, that's almost 4 runs a game. Actually, yeah, that's about 4 runs a game, right? If you just double that, so it'd be like a 9 inning pitched almost. I mean, yeah, I'll take it. Not the greatest performance, but he did get a little retribution for Orioles and Orioles fans. He hit Aaron Judge. So, I mean, it was right there on Judge's elbow guard, and I kind of thought Judge stuck the elbow guard into the ball. I don't think it would have hit him. But it's possible it would have. I think he kind of stuck the elbow guard out a little bit, but I mean, whatever. Jacob Webb on in relief of Dean Kramer. 1 full inning pitch, no hits, no runs. Does walk a batter, strikes 1 out. Cionel Perez in relief of Webb. Full inning pitched, does give up a hit, but no runs, no walks, strikes out 2. Got a big strikeout to end an inning, and he was fired up. Of course, he's kind of a fiery kind of guy. He kind of like that a little bit. Not like pointing at, the other dugout, yelling at him like, yeah, I got you. He's more just excited that he was able to do his job. Okay. Yennier Cano in relief of Webb, finishing off the 7th inning and then pitching the full 8th inning. Does give up a hit, but no runs. Does walk a batter and doesn't strike anybody out. But he got the 4 outs. Kimbrel on in the 9th. And I know you're all going to say, see, Kimbrel's old and he's washed up. This is Sunday, as in yesterday. Well, he hadn't pitched since the previous Sunday. He didn't pitch in the Cubs series. The Orioles were getting their butts kicked. He didn't pitch in the first 2 games in the Yankee series. So, not necessarily a great bullpen managing by Brandon Hyde. I mean, you can't let your closer go a whole week without pitching, can you? He's got to come in there and pitch someday. Or, you know what, he's got to do something, some kind of side session. Now, he was able to finish the 9th inning, not before walking 2 batters and giving up a home run. But, whatever. Pitching the full 9th inning, Kimbrel actually does get the win here. We'll go to a play-by-play of the bottom of the 9th because it was pretty exciting. At least for me, anyway, it was. Pitching the full 9th inning, 1 hit, 3 runs, walks 2, does strike a batter out. But he gets out of it. All right, let's go to this play-by-play for the 9th inning here, the bottom of the 9th inning. The Orioles leading for, you can see the lineup here. Yeah, the Yankees got 1 in the 2nd. Then the Orioles got 2 in the 3rd. And the Yankees tied it up in the 5th, and then the Orioles got that 1 back. See, leading for a good bit. And then Kimbrel blows it in the 9th, giving up 3 runs. But here come the Orioles batting in the 9th inning. Kyle Stowers, I mentioned Kyle Stowers' pinch hit. Yeah, Kyle Stowers kicks off the rally. I'm telling you, the kid needs to be on his team. I know Kjerstad and his story with his heart problem. Was it an enlarged heart or a shrunk heart? Or cardiomyopathy, I want to say. That's probably not correct. So Kjerstad's had to fight through some adversity to get to where he is. So sure, you absolutely want to get him on the team when you can, but Kyle Stowers has earned it just as much. He's a good ball player. It looks like it anyway. Of course, I don't see him play as much as I don't see him play as often as I would like. So, but we'll see. It's only a 7-day concussion IL, so Kjerstad can come back Saturday. So Stowers leads off with a single to center. Cowser up next. Yeah, ground ball into, who did he hit it? He said force out to second base. I don't remember who he hit it to. But luckily, Stowers able to beat it, the relay throw out at first base. So no double play. Cowser on first. Stowers out, regretfully. O'Hearn pinch hitting for McCann, drawing a walk. Gunnar Henderson. Oh, that's how he did it. Gunnar Henderson came up and saved the day because he's the best hitter and maybe the best player on the team. Nope, strikeout looking. Yeah, all that without Henderson. Who'd have thunk it, right? Adley Rutschman up next, and he walks. So Cowser is at third, O'Hearn second, Rutschman at first. Well, here comes Ryan Mountcastle. And this is why maybe, that Jorge Mateo thing with him turning off the Jets a little bit is maybe something. Because Volpe can misplay baseballs at times. He's a good player. It's not like he's a good player. I mean, he's young, To a certain extent, it's like Henderson, and Henderson makes errors, right? So Mountcastle hits the ball to shortstop. It's right to Anthony Volpe. It really didn't look like a tricky hop to me. It didn't look like it was that tough of a play to make. I think Volpe is just trying to turn the double play before he had the ball in his hands or in his glove, and the ball ends up at his feet, and he's got to reach down and get it. Can't get the out at second, can't get the out at first. And Cowser scores. And ended up giving Volpe an error on that play. And again, with more misplays, here's Mullins. Now, I feel like the way Mullins swung at this ball, it looked like it was going to be a little flare out to left field. It didn't look like it was going to be a line drive over Alex Verdugo's head. But that's actually what ended up happening. So, while we can berate and blame Alex Verdugo for misplaying a baseball, we all know, those of us who have played, as an outfielder, your first step is back. Because you don't want the ball to get over your head. Because even if, you don't come in hard enough and the ball bounces in front of you, the ball is still in front of you. You can minimize the damage. The ball gets over your head, it's hard to minimize the damage, But it's possible that the swing fooled him. It's hot in Baltimore. Ball jumps. Especially when it gets hot in Baltimore, the ball jumps around Camden Yards. It really does. Could have been part of it. But yeah, Alex Verdugo, first step in on this ball hit by Mullins. It was a left-handed batter hitting the ball to left field. Again, may have been some trickery to the way the angles were going to be, and it just confused Alex Verdugo. Because he takes at least one step in and realizes it's going to be a little hard. It was a little hard to hit a ball, and he could not recover. He tried to. He laid out for it. It missed it. All in all, I mean, it should be 3 RBIs by Mullins, but, once Rutschman crosses the plate, the game's over. So you don't get credit for driving in Ryan Mountcastle, even though Mountcastle would have scored. He surely would have scored. Somewhat thrilling way to end this series. Some of it because of the drama with the Beanball War. Some of it the drama because the previous 5 games the Orioles played, they looked like crap. Again, looked a little better in this. Long layoff by Kimbrel. I'm going to blame that for, giving up the runs. I think if he's sharper, I think it's fine. But he wasn't, because he just hadn't pitched enough. Pitching a whole week. That's why Brandon Hyde got a lot of pitchers in the game. Kramer definitely could have gone. I think Kramer could have gone at least one more inning, but you had at least 3 guys, maybe even 4 pitchers that Brandon Hyde wanted to get in this game. So that's how what happened. Let's come to the schedule. Yeah, All-Star game. So home run derby tonight, Monday. All-Star game tomorrow night. Off day Wednesday and Thursday. Next scheduled series in Texas. So Santander and Henderson and Westberg and Rutschman and Corbin, they're probably just going to stay in Texas. Meet the team when they come up for, the series with the Texas Rangers. Friday's game scheduled for 8:05. Saturday's game scheduled for 7:05. Sunday's game scheduled for 2:35. Okay. Now this is going to do it for this edition. I don't know, something's going on with my phone here. Shoot, I don't know. Oh well. This is going to do it for this edition of Rhino's Orioles Report. Please stay tuned for next Monday, and I will talk about the series between the Baltimore Orioles and the Texas Rangers. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Rhino, and this is Birdland.